At first glance, the Toyota RAV4 XSE Hybrid looks like a dream wrapped in sleek lines and glowing LED confidence. It's the kind of SUV that makes you stop and stare on the street, the kind you imagine gliding through city traffic with silent electric smoothness and a digital cabin that feels like a tech haven. But once you get past the shine, things start to change, fast. This car is no longer what it used to be in 2020. Back then, the RAV4 XSE Hybrid hovered around the $40,000 mark. Fast forward to 2025, and you're staring at a price tag that's just under $50,000. That's not a minor bump, it's a full 10 grand jump. And with that kind of money, expectations don't just rise, they skyrocket. You expect silence, smoothness, features that justify every extra dollar. And here's the catch, it doesn't quite deliver. Yes, the exterior looks sharp. It's got road presence, upgraded headlights, a black contrast roof that screams premium, and a design language that tries to blend sporty confidence with family-friendly utility. But once you start driving it, the experience shifts. The hybrid powertrain is efficient, but not refined. When pushed, the 2.5-liter engine becomes vocal, sometimes embarrassingly so. It's the kind of sound that makes you wonder if you accidentally downshifted on a steep hill. Inside, it's practical, sure. Space is generous, especially in the rear seats. Cargo room is competitive. But the cabin feels like it's trying too hard to be modern without actually being luxurious. Soft-touch plastics mixed with some cheaper materials, and while the infotainment system looks sharp, the software sometimes lags. Remote functions are hit or miss depending on the network, and despite the premium badge and price, there's no wireless Apple CarPlay, no ventilated seats, no panoramic sunroof unless you pay more. For $50,000, those feel like basic expectations, not extras. The drive? In the city, it behaves decently. Light steering, good visibility, easy maneuvering. But take it out on rougher roads and it starts to falter. The suspension is not forgiving. You feel every crack and pothole. On highways, road noise seeps into the cabin far more than it should. The illusion of refinement fades, replaced by a steady hum and jostle that remind you, this is still a RAV4, not a Lexus. Then there's the competition. Mazda CX-5 offers a far more engaging drive. Nissan X-Trail brings more rugged practicality. Even the Kia Sportage has interior features that feel more generous. In comparison, the RAV4 XSE Hybrid starts to feel like a compromise. A stylish one, yes, but a compromise nonetheless. Safety tech? It's solid. Radar cruise, lane assist, AEB, it's all there. But it's not unique anymore. Every competitor has caught up. Toyota's edge in safety is no longer a reason to pay a premium. The deeper you dig, the more it feels like the RAV4 XSE Hybrid is living on its reputation. Toyota knows it has a loyal base. It knows people trust the badge. But for new buyers who haven't been conditioned by brand loyalty, this SUV starts to feel like a gamble. One that asks for a luxury price without fully offering a luxury experience. And that raises a haunting question. Is the 2025 RAV4 XSE Hybrid really worth $50,000? Or have we all been charmed by a badge and blinded by the past? The Toyota RAV4 XSE Hybrid doesn't ask you to fall in love. It expects you to. It rolls into dealerships with swagger, backed by the kind of brand trust most automakers would kill for. But trust, as many buyers are now realizing, comes at a price. And in 2025, that price is no longer just financial, it's emotional. When a car climbs nearly $10,000 in just a few years, expectations change. You're no longer buying a value hybrid SUV. You're investing in what should be a polished near-premium experience. That's the pitch. But here's what Toyota won't tell you. Behind that pitch is a product that hasn't evolved as much as its price tag suggests. Let's talk technology. Yes, the RAV4 offers connected services. You can remote start the car from your app, check fuel levels, even locate it in a parking lot. But many of these features require a paid subscription after the trial period ends. The base infotainment system, while functional, isn't as smooth or intuitive as what you'll find in a Kia or Hyundai. And you'll still need a cord for Apple CarPlay. No wireless setup here unless you go aftermarket. In a $50,000 hybrid, that stings. The hybrid system is efficient, but efficiency and refinement are not the same. While Toyota leads in reliability, the RAV4's powertrain lacks the silky coordination found in newer systems from Honda or even Ford. Acceleration is solid, but push it even slightly, and the engine noise becomes intrusive. It's the kind of coarse sound that doesn't match the polished look of the vehicle, like a perfectly dressed guest who won't stop yelling at dinner. And it's not just the noise. The suspension setup, fine for city driving, struggles when faced with broken roads or high-speed cruising. Body roll appears more than you'd expect in tight corners, and on gravel it's far from confident. For a vehicle that markets itself as versatile, the reality is much more narrow. It's city-focused, suburban-bound, a weekend crossover with limits it doesn't advertise. So why do people still flock to it? 3 words. Reputation, reputation, reputation. Toyota reliability is legendary, and the RAV4 has a record to back it. Buyers assume they're getting rock-solid durability, low maintenance, and unbeatable resale value, and they probably are. But that alone can't mask the growing gap between what the RAV4 promises and what it delivers in this price bracket. And that's the real problem. Not that it's a bad car, it isn't. It's good. But in 2025, good isn't good enough. Because at this price, buyers have options. They want to feel something when they drive. They want quiet rides, plush cabins, tech that feels next-gen, and handling that adapts to life's unpredictability. And slowly, silently, the competition is offering exactly that, without the Toyota tax. Even longtime fans are starting to question the math. When the RAV4 XSE Hybrid cost $40,000, it was a no-brainer. At $50,000, you start to notice the cracks, you start to compare, and suddenly, that loyalty turns into hesitation, especially when you realize that features like ventilated seats, panoramic roofs, and real luxury touches are still locked behind yet another trim level, or simply not available at all. So what happens now? Buyers are getting smarter. They're looking past the badge. They're testing rivals. And many are quietly choosing something else, not because they hate Toyota, but because Toyota stopped trying as hard once it got to the top. The 2025 RAV4 XSE Hybrid isn't a failure, it's a mirror. It reflects what happens when a brand coasts on legacy instead of pushing boundaries. And if Toyota isn't careful, the same SUV that built their hybrid dominance might become the one that signals their slow decline. Because in a world full of bold new challengers, being good enough is no longer enough.